You folks are so dim, and I'm the last to defend Brar. Even before any of you had seen a WNBA game, LeBron had been tweeting about the league for 15 years. You guys called him every imaginable name when he tweeted about a player getting a triple-double.
And LeBron tweeted the photo and a message. I think that was from when the Lakers were here for the first time. I believe that was your first time meeting. What's that relationship like now as you two Nike athletes are building something special?
Well, like, I don't really get too starstruck from people, and that was like a moment that I was like I knew I was going to meet him when I was coming to the game, and that's like one of my idols. Like, LeBron is the GOAT to me, so I don't know, it was just like a crazy moment where I got to.
Caitlin Clark is the reason why a lot of great things is going to happen for the WNBA. But for her individually, I don't think she should get involved on nothing that's being said. Just go have fun, enjoy. But I'm rooting for Caitlin because
LeBron James shouted something so ridiculous that Caitlin Clark blinked as though her microphone had been muted. It looked like she had been struck by a full-court buzzer beater. Clark is fresh to the WNBA and already catches strays from the king himself. Was that a classic, a backhand slap with an emoji, or a compliment? It's clear that Caitlin didn't expect it, despite LeBron's confusion and criticism, and now the Internet is on fire, be ready for a nuclear exchange.
Now, yesterday, he kicked off by saying, hey, great way to kick off the season. And he congratulated her on getting a triple-double. But nevertheless, after the situation between Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese came out tweeting of him and said, Jordan never lost in the finals. It's no secret that Angel Reese does dislike for LeBron James as well.
Thus, LeBron James took the unimaginable action. Calm down. He didn't reveal a new Space Jam version. The entire offense was his benevolent remark about Caitlin Clark. It seemed as though the king had stepped into a hornet's nest when he ventured to offer the WNBA Queen props. On a missed call, people were more upset than Angel Reese.
And the WNBA is in a very, very concerning place because they're dealing with new fans that have come into their league that want to support a particular team, but now you are letting the mob dictate.
And the whole sports world went haywire when LeBron brought up Caitlin Clark. Let's be honest. With courtside tears, professional envy, and the worst instance of main character syndrome the WNBA has ever seen, Twitter devolved into a horrible group chat. That it is suddenly offensive in some areas to praise a woman who hurled a bomb during her debut game. Angel Reese is looking at her phone sideways as like it has betrayed her while she is hurriedly chewing her gum into powder.
LeBron James is facing backlash because of his support of Caitlin Clark. We all know that LeBron James has been a huge supporter of Caitlin Clark since the beginning, since she came in the league, and he definitely.
Caitlin Clark arrived for her first game looking like a Category 5 Bollican, scorching the Chicago sky as if they owed her money, while having court vision that made defenders appear like extras in her highlight reel and Wi-Fi from the parking lot. After the game, she was met with a lackluster reception, and her critics questioned anyone who dared to suggest she was a skilled basketball player.
NBA season and Caitlin Clark pulled off a triple-double. She was dropping buckets, and she was dishing it out. Look at this dime she threw off the pump fake. And did you see this deep three she hit from the logo? It's just her second season in the...
Conversely, LeBron, who is accustomed to the spotlight and pressure, simply states the obvious. LeBron was no longer a four-time NBA champion or a well-known person. Rather, he was the public's worst adversary because he said what almost everyone with working eyes could see. This is what makes Caitlin Clark special, and when someone posted that the pizza was abruptly canceled, social media went bananas.
Out for this white woman, King James, tasteless after what happened yesterday. Now I see what Drake was saying. Crazy world. So apparently LeBron James has officially lost his black heart. He gonna have to come do something. Listen, the next brother that gets shot by a cop, I guarantee you LeBron's gonna probably tweet about it, or he's gonna post on IG about it. I don't care who that brother. LeBron's probably got his assistant like scouring with the scan of the police scanners.
You would think he had announced his plan to buy the WNBA and rename it the Caitlin Clark Invitational Angels because of the fervent uproar. Olympic-level outrage erupted as Reese fans pretended that LeBron had personally embezzled their lunch money and used it to buy front row seats at a Clark game. They stretched muscles they didn't know existed, and let's not forget that Clark performed admirably. Her debut wasn't just good, it was a full-blown statement wrapped in confidence and finished with a jumper. She outplayed half the league, adapted to new teammates, a new speed, and a whole new level of attention. But does she get the roses she so richly merits? A rookie taking over as if she had been playing professionally since kindergarten was never part of the story plan. She's out here rewriting the script as if it were a group endeavor, and the only person who showed up was her. The veterans were supposed to gently coach her, humble her, and maybe even ignore her. She's disrupting the status quo, you guessed it. Angel Reese, who has been praised for her vivacity and charm, is now seeing the entire focus suddenly turn to her least favorite person wearing sneakers. Reese is clapping from the nosebleeds as if Caitlyn stepped in and took the crown
of this Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese hypocrisy. LeBron James put out a tweet yesterday shouting out Caitlin Clark, and the amount of backlash that he received for essentially celebrating Caitlin Clark's historic night instead of talking about Angel Reese is crazy to me. I'll tell you what, how about we stop hating on Caitlin Clark and start holding Angel Reese accountable to become...
Talk about numbers. The sadness in this situation is not that Caitlin Clark is getting praise, but rather that the Mariana Trench appears to be the location of the praise bar. Every time a successful white woman in the WNBA scores, it seems like half the league convenes an urgent meeting to discuss how to capitalize on her success. The fact that whatever accolades she does receive, whether from LeBron or your aunt Cheryl, become a battlefield isn't helping either. Not only were Caitlin Clark's statistics outstanding, but they were also somewhat demeaning. It was similar to witnessing a math prodigy in algebra appear in a kindergarten class and receive a grade based on effort. Suddenly becomes a target. You'd think Caitlyn was using the remains of fallen troops to get support based on the way people responded. All LeBron said was something somewhat supportive, and you would assume he agreed with Arson Angel, as opposed to focusing on her own game. Reese appeared to be caught up in a Caitlin Clark infatuation spiral. The problem with Caitlin Clark is that she doesn't require the drama or the theatrics. She requires nothing but hoops, no gimmicks, no justifications, and no feuds on Twitter. Every reference to Clark feels like an existential crisis for Reese, who is now trying to show her value by being loud rather than deadly, as fans start to realize that loud doesn't equate to legendary. She shows up, drains buckets, and gives her game a clapback, and some folks just can't handle it. It's brilliance, not arrogance.
That many people that can relate to everything that she's been through. There's not that many folks that know what it's like to be in her shoes, but someone that does is LeBron James, right? And here is what he told Esquire when he was asked about Caitlin Clark. He said, "I have a great deal of respect for her because I know exactly what it means to be drafted, to be the face of a franchise, and also get the scrutiny from a lot of people that don't believe you're ready."
Fans are taking sides like it's a Marvel versus DC debating squad because the matter has gone so out of control. Let's be clear, this is ego warfare masquerading as a sports rivalry, masquerading as footwear and jersey numbers. Angel seems happy to try to rewrite her history using press clippings and passive-aggressive social media likes, while Caitlyn is out there making history. Clark wants to talk about the numbers, talent, and heritage squad. According to Reese, it's more about attitude, vibes, and who wore what to the tunnel walk than it is about basketball analysis. Let's go back to LeBron and examine the hardwood edition of Real Housewives. The man had been a walking target for years, but he seemed surprised at how quickly the knives arrived over a commendation. It's a bad omen when a man who has endured 30 stadium jeers remarks, "Wow, tough crowd," after blowing through her first professional game like a buzzsaw through cardboard. Caitlin Clark still has to deal with folks who behave as if she lucked into her talent. This is ridiculous. Those who stoop to assign half of the work to others are suddenly masters of justice and humility. If your game were as good as your Twitter fingers, you might be getting the credit instead of Caitlin Clark. Therefore, the more people try to criticize her, the more they reveal her flaws. Caitlin Clark is not a passing social media trend. She is here to stay.
Said, "Good luck and do you per usual this season at Caitlin Clark. Pretty benign statement. He didn't say, great job kicking Angel Reese's butt. Yeah, man. Thanks, Whitey, for sticking it to the sisters. Oh, man. Straight hair over nappy hair. He didn't say.
Let's keep pretending, though, that backing Clark is divisive. Assume for the moment that LeBron broke the law. Let's pretend that it is sinful to give praise to someone who deserves it. In July, Caitlin will keep pulling up from the logo, changing the course of history, and observing the haters melt away like ice cubes. Angel Reese may want to devote more time to the playbook and less time to theatrics if she wishes to quit showing up as a supporting character in Caitlin's story. At first, they believed Clark was unable to keep up with the professionals, but once she could, they said she released another highlight tape following a successful game, which gave rise to the claim that she is overhyped. We are debating whether or not the woman is overmarketed, and she is dropping dimes so correctly that they should be displayed in the Louvre. However, that is insecurity with a Wi-Fi connection, not analysis. The real problem is that Caitlin Clark didn't get the crown, she earned it. Instead of drawing anyone's attention, she took it, and now that everyone has forgotten their shades, they are all upset. Don't be fooled, the pushback isn't about fairness or team chemistry. Rather, it's the same old resentment that comes up whenever a generational genius refuses to dim her own brilliance to appease others.
Respect for Caitlin Clark, because I know exactly what it means to be drafted, be the face of a franchise, and also get the scrutiny from a lot of people that don't believe you're ready for the next jump, and they don't believe you're ready for the big leagues, and just don't think that.
I'm amazed that nobody has pulled a hamstring because the mental acrobatics are so difficult. Nothing screams supporting the sport like gatekeeping greatness. Therefore, it appears that praising Caitlin Clark is now a betrayal of women's basketball, to be honest. The fact that this is actually game one of this is the funniest part, and you can definitely feel the agony. Each tweet attempts to draw comparisons between the career of a veteran and the debut of a rookie. To avoid giving credit, every comment section turns into a rhetorical pretzel. Is the reaction to her arrival? Will the league issue an official apology for letting her in? Will LeBron's premature appearance result in a subpoena? When she starts breaking records and gathering trophies like Pokémon cards, what will happen? It has been more to watch the chaos unfold than the actual game, to be honest. As if to avoid rousing the trolls, pundits are mumbling praises, players are side-eyeing the attention, and opposition supporters are treating her as if she created gentrification. This is a terrible scent commercial. It's better, the pettiness, the Olympic level, and Caitlin is acting in the most provocative manner imaginable throughout this entire situation. She is being perfect like a straight, staying focused, not responding to criticism on Twitter, and not applauding back when a student takes the final with poise while everyone else is still looking for a pencil. It really annoys them since her game speaks for her.
LeBron James is a target now, man. LeBron James, man, this man, he said, he tweets one nice thing. One nice thing. And the Angel Reese crash out congregation loses their mind.
Angel Reese continues to act as if Caitlin Clark is a Matrix glitch that requires a reboot during all of this. Every frown, every side eye, and every comment that doesn't mention her by name is interpreted as an act of war. Girl, take a pause. Let's be honest, it's basketball, not Shakespeare. She may have instead focused on developing, growing, and maybe even acknowledging the accomplishments of her classmates while paving her own way. It's not just Reese, though, since a significant portion of people caught in this ego vortex are fans and media pundits who seem personally distressed. Half the league's players would be millionaires if mediocrity sold jerseys. Someone would still tweet, even if Caitlin Clark were to cure the common cold at this rate. So, as if she didn't deserve it, a white girl from Iowa is now the face of women's basketball. It seems like Nike and ESPN are simply endorsing anyone who can make a good layup. But can she guard Angel Reese in the post, though, as if she had? Smuggled genius. It's strange that instead of praising her breaking the limits of what a rookie in the WNBA can do, people are skeptical. According to TSA, LeBron probably regrets ever using his phone and is perplexed as to how praising a rising celebrity turned into a full-fledged online dispute. The absurd thing is that Caitlyn is clocking in and out-cooking defenders rather than begging for people's praise. The most frightening element of all seems to be the relentless efficiency. There is no drama, no diva antics, no desperate attention-seeking because nothing terrifies the insecure like calm power.
He tweets, people pay attention. People notice. And in this particular case, a lot of it was widely noticed. I don't know. I think that tweet got looked at 5 million times or something like that. But LeBron James said, triple-double, basically. But I'm going to post it so you can see it. So here you go. LeBron James says, triple-dub, CC, great way to kick off the season. Clapping hands. That's what he said. That's what he tweeted. Congratulate someone on a triple-double. And this is the type of response the Crash Out Angel congregation is giving you today. They have lost it. I mean, if you need to go check some people.
Despite the heated takes piling up like dirty clothes, one thing is clear. In a single possession, Caitlyn Clark damaged your ankles and your ego while the rest of the league is busy choosing think pieces. It's her who makes noise without speaking loudly. Caitlyn Clark are not slowing down. So if this is how people are reacting, buckle up.